Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Like always, I literally feel like I film once every 2 months. So I'm back with a new video, and today I wanted to talk to you guys about the pros and cons of cosmetology school, like real life cosmetology school, because I feel like there's just this huge stigma on, like, at least TikTok is where I've seen it, where like people make it sound like you don't learn anything in cosmetology school. And like thankfully I saw these videos like after I've already been in school, because I started school in September. It is now March, about to be April. So I've been in school for about, what is that, like 6 months? I don't know. You guys could do the math, but basically my point is I'm glad that those TikToks didn't start popping up for me until I was already in school, enrolled in school, because I feel like if not, all those videos just would have made me not want to go. You know what I mean? Because it's just such a bad reputation and like stereotype of cosmetology school. So I wanted to share with you guys my personal like experience with cosmetology school and like how it's been going for me. Kind of like updates on like what I like, what I don't like, what I see and stuff. And kind of correlate it back to like what I've seen online and what everybody says about it. Just because like I feel like there's so many people that think it's so bad that they probably wouldn't want to go to school, or they think they're gonna hate it and stuff. But I just want to tell you guys, like, I personally, like, overall, whatever pros and cons I have, like, overall, I do not regret going to school. I actually enjoy going to school and I actually really like it. So it's not as horrible as people make it out to seem. So to start off, I do want to say this is based off my personal experience and my personal thoughts. I'm not a professional, so like y'all can think what you guys want to think. Y'all, whatever you want to do, you can do whatever you guys want to think. You can think, but this is my personal experience, and hopefully this helps out whoever's thinking about going to cosmetology school and is kind of scared off on it. You guys can kind of see different perspectives, as opposed to just like the negatives that everybody talks about. So yeah, hopefully this video makes you guys kind of want to look around in the area for schools that you guys would potentially like. And yeah guys, so kind of the background story of how I found my school, honestly really simple. School was there, I was always like, oh, that's cool, and then once I finally thought about like getting into cosmetology school, I literally just searched up cosmetology schools in my area. I saw that that one was one that they had recently opened, and yeah, I decided to book a tour. My tour was literally, it wasn't like the best thing. I love the teacher who gave me the tour, don't get me wrong, love her. But to me it was really boring because I went in, everybody was on lunch. When she showed me the classrooms, I literally just looked at the empty classrooms, and my tour was in like 5 minutes because I just went around the school. And yeah, like it was nothing exciting. Everybody was literally just sitting there eating. Seeing them now as a student, like them giving the tours, and they are a lot more detailed, and they are like showing them like interacting with the teachers. Like the teacher I had, she loved talking to students and telling them, and like bringing current students to talk to the potential like student that's touring the school, talk to them about their experience. And like we were never forced to like say anything we didn't want to. Like we could talk to them, tell them our thoughts, our experiences and stuff. So I think that's pretty cool. I think me personally, my tour was just not the best. So basically all that to say is, don't take your tour like too serious. Like obviously you guys want to see the atmosphere of the school and see kind of what everything is like, but not everybody's gonna get the same tour. There's always going to be different clients in the chairs when you're going. There's going to be different students working, like it's just going to be different. So I would say take your tour with a grain of salt, but definitely if there's like a really big red flag, don't ignore that. Pay attention to those things. But yeah, that's basically like the beginning of like the tour. So after I took it, I still liked the school. It was close to me, so I decided to go to school there. And that leads me now to my pros and cons. Guys, I also want to give a disclaimer. These are extensions I have in my hair, and for whatever reason this one's not, well, this whole side is not like curling right. It looks kind of wonky, so you can tell it's fake, so I'm gonna just move it aside. Talks are talking about how like they don't learn anything in school and they're just there to pass state board, and they're just there to make time. Like every state's gonna be different, so don't ask me about like any states and stuff, because everything changes depending on your state. But like for Arizona, at least a cosmetology license is going to take you 1,600 hours. I'm already a little bit over half of that, so I'm halfway to graduating. And I will say, I've actually learned a lot. I'm not gonna lie, a lot of what they teach you is the basics that you need to pass state board. Like, I'm literally not gonna lie. All the book work and stuff, it's basically just for you to pass state board. Like, there's little, obviously there's information, like for example for hair color, like you're gonna learn color, like the color theory, color wheel, everything like that. So don't get me wrong, like you're learning like diseases, you're learning disinfection, you're learning all these other things, but at the end of the day they are there to help you pass state board. And this is where I think like what school you go to plays a big factor on like how much you're actually gonna learn. My school personally, all the teachers there are pretty much professionals. Like there's some, like for example, my current teacher right now, she's actually still working at a salon on weekends. So like she's still an ongoing professional, ongoing hairstylist. So she's moving with our generation and like, you know, taking clients and stuff like that. So she's still in the beauty industry, not just as a teacher, but as actual like working in those things, if that makes any sense. But yeah, there's some teachers that just teach, that's all they do. But there's some people that are still in the profession, or they were in that profession, whether it be hair, nails, whatever, for so many years, you know. So you do have professionals, and that's personally what I like, because the teachers I have personally worked with, they have all been pretty much like giving us tips and tricks. So they show you like the book work, like what the book says, how you're supposed to do something, but then they'll also show you like, this is a trick I learned, this is what I do, like this is a new technique you could practice. And so far I haven't had any teacher tell me not to do this, but they let us learn our own techniques, like our own way of what works. So it'll be like, I'm gonna show you this other teacher might do this differently, at the end it's the same result, do whatever feels comfortable for you. So that's something that I really like. I honestly feel like it all just comes down to what school you go to and kind of what teacher you get lucky with. I'm not gonna lie. Like not every teacher is gonna be skilled in every single category. So that's also something to kind of think about. So you kind of have to know the teachers in your school and know what is it called? Like are best at, and know who to go to for what questions. Like for example, my teacher, she has told us she knows how to do nails, but she hates it. She doesn't like doing nails. She wouldn't want to do nails. So it's like if I had a question about nails, I wouldn't go to her just because she doesn't practice nails. Whereas there's teachers that love doing nails, you know, like it just kind of depends. You have to know who to talk to, who to ask questions to, and that's just kind of knowing everybody that you're like associating yourself with at school, I guess. There's gonna be some teachers that don't really 100% are comfortable with a certain technique or a certain category of what you're learning, because in cosmetology school you guys do learn hair, skin, and nails, at least where I'm at, and I'm in Arizona, by the way. So with that being said, obviously teachers are gonna have their favorites and stuff, and like I said, as long as you know who to ask for help, you're pretty much all set. But also how my schooling works, I'm not sure if it's the same everywhere. Like I literally don't even know if it's the same in Arizona, but essentially you do pre-salon, which is like you're working with one teacher and you're working on your mannequins. That's kind of where you learn. And then there's the other half of your schooling is when you're at the salon, so you're like officially a senior. So essentially you're working with actual clients, and either or where you're at, there's always teachers around. So you're, at least for us, like you're kind of learning all the teachers and techniques from each and every one, and like taking those, if you want to learn those techniques you could try it, you know, like you're kind of learning all around. But what's cool is that there's so many teachers that have connections, like, and networks, and it's really cool because they could actually help you like find what you want to do. So like for example, one of my teachers, she was in the industry for so long, and she ran like chains of salons, like multiple different chains. She's been in different states. So if you were to move out of state, she could help you because she ran so many like different salons and stuff, you know. So it's really cool. And then also because they are professionals, it's really good for them to hype you up while you're still a student, because then once you graduate, you pretty much, not that you have a job set, but like you have a higher chance because you put yourself out there, because you're networking with your teacher and with people that they know, and so on and so forth. So it's actually pretty cool, as long as like you make use of those connections that you have now while you're in school. Even like with other students, like I would say about 99% of the students are gonna be really motivating and really helpful for you. It's honestly, depending on who you surround yourself with, it's a pretty good like network of friends you have around yourself. And they're all really supportive because at the end, all of you guys want to graduate, all of you guys want to see each other succeed, and you kind of become friends with most people there. And then another thing with networking is, for us, we would have like demos. It's not super often. I mean, of course, our personal teachers would give us demos all the time, like duh, that's how we learn. But I mean, like other people from like barbershop owners, salon owners, like nail techs, like we've had OPI come to our school and stuff and give demos. So like you're getting to see actual professionals that are still in the industry work. And like I said, everybody has their own techniques, so that's something that I really enjoy about my school, is that they have those networks, and they also have like career fair days where those companies come and basically like they just hear you out, answer questions that you have, give out flyers. You could sign up to like go check out the salon and stuff, and it's pretty cool because like while you're in school, you're already kind of starting to think, I want to work, what do I want to do? And it's pretty cool that all of those different like shops and things like that, like chain companies, they come and talk to you because you kind of have an idea of like, well, I don't want to work for a company that doesn't do color, you know, like you wouldn't want to work somewhere that doesn't practice what you want to learn. And then you kind of get to hear their stories as well, like if they were like an assistant, if they got their own salon right away, if they've always worked with this company, and you kind of get to see their input. So that's honestly, that's pretty cool to me as well. That's one of the pros. I love demos. Sometimes though, they're just not good at explaining, but that's the cool thing, that there's so many people that come and do demos, because some people may teach and it's not like how you personally learn, and then another like speaker could come and you completely understand them, you know? So it's cool that we have multiple teachers and multiple people coming in and doing demos, because not all of them are going to fit your style of teaching. So having more is like more opportunities for you too. So a few more of like what I would consider pros. I feel like I'm not even telling you guys what are pros and cons, but like you kind of get the gist of it from what I'm saying. But a few more of the pros is kind of like you have clients that you're taking that are just walking into the salon. Everybody knows that you're a student. And for the most part, like you get to practice everything. Like I've done perms, and do I want to do perms when I get out? I probably do not, honestly. I don't enjoy them, but you kind of get to practice it and do everything hands-on, so you are ready for state board, and so you actually get hands-on practice with things that you would have never thought to try that you actually might end up liking, like a silk press. I did a silk press. That's actually kind of fun. You're just straightening hair. So it's like little things like that that like I would have never thought to do, and then once I did it, I'm just like, oh, this actually isn't bad, like I could do this, you know? So yeah, that's the neat thing about clients. And sometimes, I'm not gonna lie, they're gonna be rude and they're gonna expect very high quality work. However, in my school, if teachers hear clients complaining, they will take over and they will talk to them. We don't really have to deal with that situation. So you're able to see how the teachers will handle it. That way, when you're out in a professional setting, well, like working for your own by yourself, you know how to handle those situations, because in a salon you're a professional setting, even if you're in school, you know. But yeah, and all the clients you get are pretty much already under the impression that you are a student. They don't know what to expect, and they are signing contracts saying that it is a student working on them. So they're basically agreeing to you practicing on them, you know, like they're a model. They're not a like client to a professional. Like they are modeling for a student. Essentially they're like a mannequin, but like real life mannequin. So it's cool because you do get a lot of practice with that. And you also get to do services on each other. I feel like this one's probably like each school is different, because online I do see a lot of people getting services done, but like where I'm at, we don't really do services on each other too often. It's like at the end of every module, or like if you get all your work done, or like a free day, you know, but it's like more rare. Like we're mainly working on clients or a mannequin. I think this one's just more like what school you go to and stuff, like how much independence they give you to do whatever you want. Personally, my school is more structured, and they give you work to do whenever you're like free and stuff. If you're not with a client, you have work to do, which personally I do think it comes down to the teacher as well, I'm not gonna lie. But personally, I do enjoy that, just because I have something to do and I'm working towards something, and you kind of have to keep yourself motivated, you know? So having that work set out for yourself, you're like, okay, I have to do this, I have to do this, and you're keeping yourself busy, and it makes time go way by faster. I don't know. if that made any sense. I mean, the cons start with time, because you have to meet a certain like hours. Like I said, for Arizona it's $1,600 for a cosmetology license. So for us, it's like I said, this is all based off school. So if you're in Arizona and yours was different, let me know in the comments. Let other people know in the comments, because like I said, this is all based off my experience. So I don't know if this is the same everywhere, but for us, it's basically like if you miss a day of school, you have to make up the, well, not even a day. Like if you miss an hour of school, you have to make up the hour. If you miss 30 minutes, you have to make up 30 minutes. Because it's basically like you're backtracking yourself, you know? So say for example, if you miss a day, for me personally, that's 7 hours of school time. So that means I have 7 more hours to make up. For myself, it's just getting into the whole like school like schedule and stuff. It really is all gonna depend on the school and like what schedule you have, because I'm full-time student. It's different for part-time. But say for example, if I miss 7 hours, for me personally, 7 hours I would have to make up either before or after school, whether it be like an hour a day in the morning, 2 hours after school, whatever it is, but you have like a time frame to finish those hours. And if you don't finish them, you can't finish them again. So you're basically extending out your graduation date, and you keep pushing it like back because of the fact that you're still missing all those hours. Getting a little bit more complicated, and I really do think that one depends on the school, so I'm not even gonna get into that. But basically, let's just say making up time is like a hassle, and you would get behind so fast if you don't keep yourself motivated and going to school every single day, because there's people that have been dropped while being this close to graduating just because of the fact that they passed their hour limit. So yeah. But with that being said, you kind of get to choose how fast you want to graduate. If you really want to graduate, like, you're going to be on top of it, you're going to be there every day, you're going to be making up your time, and you'll graduate on time, which is pretty cool. Also, now in Arizona, once you hit a certain amount of hours, you're actually able to take your state board exams before graduation, before you actually hit 1,600 hours. If you pass both of those tests, as soon as you hit 1,600 hours, you could actually get your license. So you could graduate licensed essentially. So that's pretty cool, because before you had to wait to graduate and to finish your 1,600 hours in order to even be able to take your state board exams. So that's pretty cool. It's pretty exciting. That basically means as soon as you graduate, you're able to work in a salon or work basically wherever you want, because you're officially licensed cosmetologist. So that's pretty cool. Anyways, I guess what I'm trying to say is that a lot of people talk about how there's high school drama and all the girls are full of drama and they're just so ready to get out of school and like just graduate and leave that place. And I honestly 100% think that just comes down to who you're surrounding yourself with, because I'm not like, there is drama between girls. Keep in mind, it's like a mainly all girls school. Like in my school, there's probably like 3 guys. So yeah, so like there's always drama, not always, but like I've heard of there being boy drama, because there's so little boys. Everyone talks, and I honestly feel like it's just who you surround yourself with, because I overhear things, and I just, you know, like you're gonna hear things kind of like in high school, but like if you don't associate yourself with that and you're not over here spreading rumors and you're not saying things, you're like pretty much in the clear, like you're fine. It's kind of like high school. In high school, I was never really in drama because I just wouldn't say anything if I heard something, you know? So it's kind of like the same concept. It just comes down more to you, who you surround yourself with. And I really think that that's how you determine like how your cosmetology career is gonna go, as far as you're in school. I feel like I'm rambling on this video, which basically that's what it is. But hopefully you guys do see that there's not just cons of cosmetology school, there's pros. You could definitely learn different techniques, learn a lot more than what the book shows you, learn a lot more passing like state board requirements. Like there's so much to learn. You're always going to be a student. Like there's literally always going to be new situations you're going to encounter that you're going to want to learn. And literally, other than the cost, everything to me is kind of like a pro. Like yes, there's negatives, but overall, as an experience, I would say I really enjoy it, and I hope you guys go check. Like if you've been thinking about it, obviously no pressure, not everybody has to do cosmetology school, but if you guys have been thinking about it, hopefully you guys take this video and consider trying out the schools and experiencing it for yourself as opposed to just trusting people on the internet on TikTok. If you guys enjoy this video, and if you guys have gone to cosmetology school or anything, let me know down in the comments, because I would love to learn like other people's experiences deeper than just like one TikTok video. So yeah, bye guys.